Demarai Gray returned to St Andrews last summer, carrying a story more than a guarantee. A local lad coming home at 29, long after the player who left in 2016 had become someone different. A year on, the homecoming sits in an awkward middle. It was not a failure, but it never became the signing the romance promised, and his place for a second season now looks anything but settled. Fabrizio Romano reports there is a clause allowing him to leave by the 10th of July, and that several clubs have already made approaches. Clauses like that are rarely accidental. This one was almost certainly written for the scenario Birmingham have ended up in. Promotion missed and a 10th-placed finish, with a wide player on Premier League wages who has not produced at that level. 5 goals and 6 assists from 39 games is a reasonable return for a squad player. For one of the better-paid names in the building, it asks harder questions. The temptation is to file this as simple decline, and the numbers invite it. But the disappointment around Gray cannot be pinned on him alone. He returned to a side that underperformed as a whole, under a head coach who spent much of the season under scrutiny, carrying an expectation no returning 29-year-old could have met, that he would somehow still be the player who left nearly a decade ago. The responsibility splits between a player past his sharpest years and a recruitment idea that lets sentiment lead. For a club about to spend heavily again, the clause may be less a blow than it first appears. Gray leaving for a stronger side would clear a significant wage and open a wing for a player chosen on fit rather than story. A championship promotion push asks specific things from its wide players' repeatable output across a 46-game season, and the defensive discipline to start most weeks, and that profile is rarely a recognizable name on big money. That only helps, though, if the next recruitment is sharper than the last, and last summer's gamble is precisely the warning. Birmingham keep reaching for familiar names, and the bill for that habit is the situation Davies now has to manage. The 10th of July gives this a hard edge. Birmingham have until then to settle whether Gray is part of Davies' plans or a wage better spent on a winger built for the Championship. Leave it unresolved and they lose him on someone else's timetable. Then start the window late hunting the wide player they already had the chance to plan for.